Hello and welcome to NDTV News. I am Tari Prido Ikidi. The highlights. Governor Oyobu continues thank you tour across Bayelsa State. His Royal Highness Alpheus Temekete crowned Oyobu IV of Oyobu community. Plus, Nigerian Guild of Editors set to host its 2025 National Convention in Enugu. And now the details. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Oyobu on Thursday continued his thank you tour of the state with a visit to Ogbia local government area where he eulogized two of the ethnic group's prominent political sons, the late Senator Melford Okilo and former President Goodluck Jonathan, for their immense contributions to the development of the state. Governor Oyobu also gave an assurance that his administration would complete the Akaba-Okodi Road as well as other ongoing projects in the local government area. Government House correspondent George Ameli reports.
It is day 3 of the thank you tour of Governor Oyobu on Thursday. This time, Ogbia local government area is the destination, with Governor Oyobu paying homage to their Royal Majesties and Highnesses at the Ogbia Brotherhood Hall, where Governor Oyobu enjoined them to continue to maintain the peace in the local government area.
All of us, you Royal Highnesses, Majesties, have all keyed in to the peaceful disposition of this government. And I charge you to continue to keep the peace in Ogbia local government area. That way, we will develop faster.
Thereafter, the grateful governor was ushered into the event venue where a mammoth crowd was on hand to receive him. Eminent Ogbia personalities only had kind words for Senator Oyobu.
Of the prosperity administration. Your Excellency, the Bible says when the right rules, the people rejoice. But I also agree with strong political philosophers that when a man who knows the purpose of governance is on the saddle, the people's welfare is prioritized. That is simply what you have done in Bayelsa State.
Your Excellency, I want to thank you for all that you have done. The roads you are working on now, the 3 Senatorial roads, are things that will actually launch us into a hub of progress and wealth.
For Governor Oyobu, Ogbia as a local government area breeds selfless developers.
Kilo was the first one to introduce independent power by way of the gas turbine. And because they were very selfless at that time, they did everything in Port Harcourt. Today, some people are looking down on the people of Bayelsa and Niger people because our leaders were selfless and did everything in Port Harcourt. Who brought in River State University of Science and Technology? Then came the very quiet, innocent man, the man who says, my office is not worth the blood any man. Where is he from?
The Bayelsa governor reminded the people of Ogbia what his government has done, even as he reassured them of the enhancement of their road infrastructure and other sundry matters.
A lot of Ogbia communities, and I took that hub to say, look, that Akaba-Okodi must be constructed. The road is ongoing. I will commission it before I leave office.
It was an organic and brute love that the people of Ogbia showered on Senator Oyobu. He concludes his thank you tour of Bayelsa East. Had earlier visited Brass and Nembe local government areas where the outcomes were extremely similar. From Ogbia town in Ogbia local government area, George Ameli reporting for NDTV News.
In a related development, Senator Oyobu has taken his thank you tour to Oproma town, headquarters of Southern Niger local government area, where the lack of road infrastructure prompted the governor's initiative to provide roads. Correspondent George Ameli has the details.
It is day 4 of Governor Oyobu's Thank You Tour 2025, and Oproma is the venue after visits to Brass, Nembe, and Ogbia concluded the Bayelsa East axis. As standard practice, the governor first visited the traditional rulers of the LGA before honoring a warm reception in his honor, where the indigents relayed the good work.
We as traditional people should be the ones thanking you for the good things you have done for us. For number one, the Oproma Angiama Ogubi Kunama Road, Angiama and Newari Road. You have given us a senator, you have given us House of Representatives, the second the Sokopec, the House of Assembly members, and a lot more of political appointees. We want to say thank you.
The people from Opuama are asking for their spur. The people from Enuari are not only saying the road should get to them, that the road should move southwards.
For Governor Doyediri, a local government, the stature of Southern Ijaw, and bearer of both Bayelsa and Nigeria's financial status, was desiring of a road to its headquarters. Therefore, he had to embark on its construction.
Look, if these people want a road so badly, for which they took an oath that it is only a Southern Ijaw son that can do it for them, let us surprise them. Tell them that we are also sons and daughters of Southern Ijaw. We wasted no time from the beginning of our first term. Took it from where the former governor stopped and took it to Agobri. See that bridge across Agobri and finished with the first phase of that road. Took it to Angiama. So from then, Southern Ijaw movement now moved from Anyama to Angiama. And we said, no, we are not done yet. This bridge is the one everybody is afraid of. It's one of the longest. It's over 600 meters long. We said we will award, and we award that bridge. And the road from there to Oproma.
Governor Diri also relayed some other benevolent gestures he had offered to the people of Southern Ijaw. Across every visited LGA, Bayelsans have offered warm reception to the Senators Doye Diri and Lawrence Erijapo's tag team. From Oporoma community in Southern Ijaw local government area of Bayelsa State, George Ameli reporting for NDTV News.
The governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Doye Diri, has directed all security agencies to redouble efforts to locate, rescue, and deal decisively with the hoodlums behind the abduction of Honorable Justice E.G. Omokoro, who was forcefully abducted from his vehicle at Kilimanjaro Eateries opposite the Ekeki Motor Park in Yenego, Bayelsa State. Eyewitness at the scene narrated that the gunmen with masked faces, numbering about 4 and dressed in black tactical gear, resembling police combat uniforms, arrived in a white Nissan Hilux vehicle, forcibly opened the judge's door and dragged him out, sparkling a brief struggle. Bystanders, caught in a mix of confusion and fear, watched as the visibly agitated judge tried to resist the abduction. CCTV footage from the eatery reportedly captured military personnel who were seen contemplating whether to intervene, but retreated into the eatery after one gunshot was fired into the air by one of the kidnappers, sending panic through the area. Staff of the eatery confirmed that in the scuffle, the judge's mobile phone, ID cards, ATM cards, and other personal items fell from his pockets. Also, 2 mobile phones allegedly belonging to the kidnappers dropped during the altercation. Confirming the incident, spokesperson of the Bayelsa State Police Command, SP Mohammed Musa, stated that the warm support of Governor Diri and the people of Bayelsa State have enhanced the command's capacity and determination to ensure that the Honorable Justice is rescued on earth. He appealed to members of the public to desist from any attempt to obstruct or hinder ongoing measures put in place for the rescue of the Honorable Justice. His Royal Highness Alpheus Temekete has been crowned Oyobu the Fourth and is now the paramount ruler of Oyobu community in Kabokuma, Opokuma local government area of Bayelsa State. The colorful ceremony, which took place at the community playground, was a display of pomp and pageantry. Correspondent Joy Fidioka was there for NDTV News. I report.
the drum beats which signals the crown on his head, the staff of office in his hand, and the sharing of the people of the community were a beautiful sight to behold, as it heralded that His Royal Highness Afios Ibiegberi Temekiti, a second-generation paramount ruler, took the mantle of leadership as the Oyobu the fourth. Historically, the stool of Oyobu has always been occupied by appointments until Chief Macaulay Temekiti, father of the newly crowned ruler, was democratically elected and crowned Agun Iselegidi the first, thus making the son, who is the current ruler, a second-generation Oyobu. The colorful event was marked with royalty, tradition, pomp, pageantry, as family, friends, acquaintance lit the ceremony with their presence.
We now have a chief, and the community will move forward. May his reign bring growth and success to Oyobu community. It's the return of Temekiti. His father was the last chief that moved Oyobu forward. Put smile on people's faces. That is the most important thing. Your community must be happy when they see you around. I feel so happy that a day has come like this, so that office will not be left vacant, to enable us to benefit from whatever thing that's happening in government.
It is my prayer that God will use him to break new grounds in Oyobu and Opokuma.
Knowing that the task of leading comes with its own challenges, the Kingmaker and King of Opokuma Kingdom, His Royal Majesty King Collins Aranka, has a few words for the new paramount ruler.
And so work closely with his council. So I will advise anyone coming behind me to respect God and equally respect the culture, the tradition of the place.
Fellow Royal Highness who graced the occasion also gave their advice.
To him, God gives throne, and he should have fear of God, then bringing everybody, the youth, the women, the elders together. He should not take decision on his own. My advice to him, he should be humble, because it's a very big tax. It's like we are servants to the committee.
Let him stand firmly.
Other dignitaries and people of Oyobu community had something to say.
He was a very pragmatic young man, very brilliant academically and socially interacts well. He was quite a good man. We are not even surprised for his elevation, because we saw those traits in him in school.
He proved that he was somebody that we can rely upon. That is why we came all the way from River State to support him.
The celebrant and monarch, His Royal Highness Afios Temekiti, bears his mind with NDTV News on how he intends to lead his subjects.
I will liaise with government to ensure that government policies reach my town. That I will do it. And also look at the diaspora. You have to feed from the diaspora to make sure that you develop your community. And again, economic empowerment. I will make sure that I liaise and make sure the people are empowered economically. I will also try to galvanize the youth. I will pray assiduously to make sure that I have their support and they join me. That's what I've said I will do.
Not left out of the coronation exercise is the paramount ruler's second in command. The well-attended ceremony had dignitaries from within and outside the state. Joy Ifidi Oka, reporting for NDTV News.
As bad governance continues to advance underdevelopment and impoverished Nigerians, the need to return to the old and traditional ways of economic sustainability and infrastructural development have been stressed. In this special report, correspondent Joy Ifidi Oka takes a look at the place of traditional institutions in the development of the grassroots. I report.
If you are 60 years and above, you must have savored from the mouth of your parents or guardian the tale of how traditional institution triggered development within a particular domain, especially against the background that most of the colonial rule operated the monarchical system of government, were able to bring about amazing discoveries, economic prosperity, and development through expedition. But the same cannot be said of this present-day traditional institution, which is largely seen as an offshoot of the monarchical system of government operated by the colonial masters, especially when viewed against the background that the practice of democratic system of government has relegated the role of traditional rulers in government to the background. Although the monarchical system of government has given way to democratic rule in most third world countries, including Nigeria, democracy still recognizes traditional institutions at the various states and local governments across the country. But according to these traditional heads, whether democracy or any other system of government, if there are to be any meaningful development in the nation's grassroots, then the role of traditional rulers must not be ignored.
Like you know, some persons think that this is a traditional ceremony deep-rooted in local religion, but it's a culture which you have to, as a matter of fact, ensure to sustain. So I've always believed that the traditional rulers are a major part of the development of our societies.
To partner with government, whatever thing we want, we have to stick to that concept, because individually we are trying to beat as primary rulers.
They spoke further how to achieve complementary development at the grassroots through teamwork.
Alliance with the politicians. If projects are coming, I can develop his community as well. And by the grace, and if oil companies come into his community, he can use that as a last stick to develop his community.
The role of a traditional stool in the development of a community will not be overemphasized. They are the representative of God on planet Earth. So their advices, their prayers, their blessings, their words of advice and support, and just name it, it's enormous. Without those kind of persons, the community will not move forward.
It was their collective wishes that the democratic elected government should work with the traditional institutions to achieve maximum development of states and local government areas in the country. Joy Ifidika, reporting for NDTV News.
If you're just joining us, you're watching Niger Delta Television News. On the headlines, Governor Oyobu continues thank you tour across Bayelsa State. His Royal Highness Alpheus Temeketin crowned Oyobu IV of Oyobu community. Still to come in the news, Nigerian Guild of Editors set to host its 2025 National Convention in Oyobu. Details of these and other stories after the break. Do stay with us.
Welcome to Niger Delta Television News and Current Affairs Department at the NS Ikoli Media Complex, here in Yanagwa, Bayelsa State.
One of NDTV's traditional objectives is to disseminate information with renewed vigor. We build teamwork for accountability, efficiency, and accuracy.
Our community reports, eyewitness accounts, current affairs discussions are detailed and competitive.
As NDTV reporters, undiluted report is our goal. We gather the news and bring it to you just as it is.
Our cameras are poised to get in the story behind the story in an in-depth news report.
Our new digital equipment are top-notch with clearer visuals and audio. NDTV is repositioned to serve you better.
Join us on the news every day at 7 a.m., 12 p.m. and our major bulletin at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 25 UHF. NDTV, crystallizing the vision.
Thanks for staying tuned. The news continues. Governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Oyobu, has offered automatic employment to first-class degree graduates of the University of Africa, Tororua, in Sagbama local government area of the state. Senator Oyobu announced this on Saturday at the university's maiden combined convocation ceremony for academic sessions between 2020 and 2024. The governor said the gesture has been replicated in other state-owned tertiary institutions, such as the Niger Delta University Amasoma, in line with its administration's policy to prioritize education and boost human capital development, adding that the gesture also stands as a measure to check brain drain within the tertiary institutions. While congratulating the graduates, the governor praised his predecessor, Senator Seriake Dixon, representing Bayelsa West for his vision and political will in establishing UAT, which it noted was meeting the educational needs of the state and beyond. Responding to the challenges presented by the Vice-Chancellor, Governor Dewey said government will continue to address them through collaborative efforts and urged the institution to explore funding models that will generate additional income. In his earlier remarks, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Solomon Ebora, announced that 66 were awarded first-class degrees out of the 905 graduates for 4 academic sessions and expressed appreciation to the Dewey administration for its increased monthly subvention to the university. On his part, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council, Barrister Kamela Okara, equally expressed gratitude to government for its support towards the successful accreditation of all the school programs by the National Universities Commission. The Nigerian Guild of Editors is set to host its 2025 National Benel Convention in Enugu with the theme Building a Secure and Cohesive Nigeria. A statement by the Guild's General Secretary, Dr. Oyobu revealed that the event will take place from June 26 to 29, 2025 at the Enugu International Conference Center. It also states that the convention will feature speakers and guests, including the Enugu State Governor, Dr. Peter Amba, Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, and Director General of the State Security Services, Mr. Diola Ajayi. According to Dr. Oyobu, the convention promises to be a significant gathering of media professionals and stakeholders focusing on crucial issues shaping Nigeria's future. Demonstrators in cities around the world have taken to the streets to protest against President Donald Trump's decision to join Israel and launch strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities. For details of this report and other foreign stories, here is Nelson Agadi.
Protesters in France, Pakistan, Greece, and Philippines condemned the attack, which was a significant escalation in the war between Iran and Israel. The people of the United States want more funding for healthcare, education, and infrastructure, while Trump and his world share the blood of Iranians and eventually Americans and serves only the interests of the military-industrial complex, said the coalition. According to report, the United States is expected to see more similar protests in the coming days, including a national march in Washington, D.C. on June 28. Meanwhile, some Nigerians are caught in the hostilities between Israel and Iran and have called for help from underground shelters amid heavy exchange of missiles between the two countries. In Nigeria, in Tel Aviv, Ekene Abaka said, since the onslaught began, members of the Nigerian community in the city have joined other foreigners to take cover in underground shelters provided by the Israeli military, pending on opportunity to escape the country. The situation in the Middle East has prompted governments around the world to evacuate their nationals from both Iran and Israel, where airspace closures and missiles fire have made civilian travel dangerously and impossible. The Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in a state issue on Tuesday night, revealed that the Nigeria's embassies in Israel and Iran were actively reaching out to affected citizens and coordinating efforts to ensure their safe return. As of the time of this report, the federal government has yet to evacuate any Nigerian trapped in the countries. However, the federal government has dismissed reports circulating in the media that it has abandoned Nigerians in Iran. The Foreign Ministry also informed that collaboration between Nigeria and America to facilitate the safe evacuation of Nigerian citizens from Iran via Yerevan has reached an advanced stage. Well, Strait of Hormuz, there is consideration deliberation that Iran may retaliate for the U.S. strikes on its nuclear facilities by closing world's busiest oil shipping channel, the Strait of Hormuz. About 40% of global oil and gas flows through the Strait of Hormuz. The global oil and gas flows through this narrow shipping lane in the Gulf. Blocking it would have profound consequences for the global economy, disrupting international trade and eating up oil prices. This could also inflate the cost of goods and services worldwide and hit some of the world's biggest economies, including China, India, and Japan. which are among the top importers of crude oil passing through the strait. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the world's biggest, most important shipping routes and its most vital oil transit choke point. Iran has repeatedly threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz in past conflicts. It has never followed, though if Iran delivers on its threat, this time could be different. I'm Nelson Agade Jr. reporting for NDTV News.
Nigerian rapper Oyobu has offered a word of advice to upcoming musicians, urging them to secure alternative income sources while building their music careers. For this and more on entertainment news, let's join Chukwuemeka Kosiso.
Taking to his X account on Saturday, the hip-hop veteran stressed the importance of having backup plans in an unpredictable industry, encouraging rising talents to pick up additional skills or side hustles. He emphasized that spreading their financial options would give artists more stability and room to focus on their growth. Pete Darlington's former lawyer, Stan Alieke, has gone viral after sharing a post about a popular pastor he allegedly saw at a police station. In a lengthy post, the legal counsel detailed a private incident involving the unnamed pastor who was reportedly pleading for forgiveness from the Commissioner of Police. Stan Alieke's revelation has sparked widespread curiosity online, with many social media users urging him to reveal the identity of the clergyman. According to Stan, he encountered the pastor at the office of his friend, a commissioner of police, where he witnessed the pastor beg for forgiveness. When he inquired about the offense, he was allegedly told that the pastor was notorious for abusing minors within the church and using their blood for rituals. Famous Nigeria songstress Tiwa Savage has narrated how pregnancy affected her voice range. She made this known while discussing her pregnancy experience as a musician on Afrobeats Intelligence. Tiwa Savage explained that her struggles with vocal range during pregnancy made her change some of the keys of the songs in her album, R.E.D. She recorded crying in the studio with her big belly. Notably, Savage was among the first set of artists at Marine Records, being the first to have a baby while signed to the label with Don Jazzy, ensuring her needs were met during the pregnancy. Chukwuemeka Kosiso reporting for NDTV News.
After voicing dissatisfaction with the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, Nigerian sprint star Favour Ofili has switched her allegiance to Turkey. Yemibiane brings us to speed on this report and more sports stories.
Ofili, who has personal best of 1.93 and 21.96 seconds in the 100 and 200 meters respectively, told the IAU how Nigeria's non-compliance with the anti-doping regulations prevented her from competing in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. 9 other Nigerian athletes were disqualified from competition as a result of the same incident, which embarrassed the nation internationally. She was also disqualified from the 100-meter competition at the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris because of what she called yet another administrative error on the part of the AFN. The 22-year-old athlete told the Athletics Integrity Unit that she had long been unhappy with the way Nigerian athletics officials had treated her career and that this was the reason behind her decision rather than money. In a thrilling final on Sunday, world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz defeated Giri Leica to win his second Queen's title. Despite being pushed hard by the informed Leica, who was one of just 5 players to defeat Alcaraz this year, the Spaniard won 7-5, 6-7, 6-2 to claim his 21st career title. Leica, who had defeated British number 1 Jack Draper in the round of 4 to earn his spot in the final, first appeared incapable of handling Alcaraz's quality in the opening set. Leica, however, overcame disappointment of being lobbed following a fantastic drop shot in the tiebreak 7-ace and extend the match in a much closer second set. However, Alcaraz bounced back from that setback to step up a notch in the third, breaking early on his way to winning the match and the title, demonstrating why he is such a formidable opponent. It was an 18th match win in a row for Alcaraz and a 5th title in 2025. Ayemi Miene for NDTV Sports.
And that's the size of our package. But before we go, a quick look at the highlights. Governor Doye Diri has taken his thank you tour to Oporoma Town headquarters of Southern Ijo local government area, where the lack of infrastructure prompted the governor's initiative to provide roads. We also brought to you a report that His Royal Highness Alpheus Temeketin has been crowned Oyobu IV and is now the paramount ruler of Oyobu community in Kolokuma-Opokuma local government area of Bayelsa State. And finally, the Nigerian Guild of Editors is set to host its 2025 National Biennial Convention in Enugu with a theme, Building a Secure and Cohesive Nigeria. Thanks for watching. I am Tari Prido Ikidi. Bye for now.